Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I live in this house now.
Hi.
So like the Kesha lyric.
Yes, I do.
Welcome to episode 58.
62.
62.
I expressly remember we cannot make the 50 joke anymore.
Right.
Oh man. Welcome to 62. We're here. Hayden's here. This is HaydenBot 2.0. It's just really sophisticated.
We have
Android.
upgraded him.
Yes.
That's right. I'm made of meat and bones now.
Tony Stark built him in a cave with a bunch of scraps.
That's about right.
But before we get into tonight's episode, as always, we got some announcements.
So
So,
exciting.
yeah, I think I just have this very monotone delivery.
You
It's
do.
horrible. It's horrible. But it is.
It's good for impartial details.
It's me. So, without further ado, J Money, take it away.
I was talking about Vinny's physique and how it's skinny yet intriguing, like Mick Jagger and other addicted rock stars of the 80s and early 90s. Okay. I will have my piece. All right. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
You're reading the ads, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm pulling them up right now. Okay.
Oh, you prepared something for
ooh.
us.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'll be reading that.
Bless you.
Here we go.
Sorry. So here's what I'm gonna say. We have partners that help us make this a little bit more, they give us a little flourish. Instead of listening to that awkward silence while everyone's looking up their stats, instead you get to listen to cool things like Skyrim, Beyond Skyrim, no, Sirenscape, and Beyond Skyrim, BeyondSkyrimscape.org. Play with the sliders. Okay, so you know what I'm trying to say. Just go to rollslayers.com/partners, see all of our cool audio enhancing partners, and I think the most fun one to enjoy is the Sirenscape because there are sliders and you get to push them with your mouse. And Beyond Skyrim is the lion's share of the music that we have here on our podcast. So check that out as well.
Thanks, Jeremy.
It is true that sliders make things more engaging. I think that's
Yeah.
a true statement.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like seeing. There's reaction to your action, which is nice.
tactile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing Stardew Valley. In the very beginning, when you have to create your person, there's like 40 shirt selections, and it's a slider.
Beautiful. Seamless.
Play with the
I
slide.
we've already mentioned this on
Yeah.
on this podcast before, but the really terrible
Birth date selectors. date
birthday
selectors.
selectors or
yeah.
phone number
Yeah.
selector, like
Talked
select your
about
phone
that,
number,
yeah.
but it's a slider.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Oh no.
check out World Anvil as well. Our affiliate link is worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers. They got a lot of really cool world building tools and things you can use to keep track of things in your world that you're building in this world building.
Thanks,
Idiom.
Last but not least, Hayden's gonna pump up our social media because I want to ambush him.
Oh, let me tell you a few things here. This takes me back. This takes me back to the old days, the old country where we are now, where I don't live anymore. Because now I'm doing that part of it that I used to. Anyways, here's the ones that we're on. We're on Facebook. Some people still find us on Facebook. We're on the gram. We got some stuff posted there. Tyler likes to put in the minis, the terrain, all the fun stuff, all the hard work Jeremy puts in, all the hard work Tyler puts in. Find it all in one place on the Instagram. There's a TikTok apparently. I don't know if we're still using that.
Haven't posted in a while, but
Hey, pump up the old videos. Is that camera on?
Yeah.
Okay, pump up
One
the
you're
old
supposed to look
videos,
at.
you. Also, there's a Twitter. We don't use it.
Nope.
go ahead and go visit it, just in case you don't believe us. Most importantly, head on over to our website to grab that good old link to our good old Discord. Today, John and Rachel, and I think our good friend Rigo, were arguing about Final Fantasy. Maybe was it Jeremy? We're arguing about Final Fantasy for, I think, 2 hours. So
I think I wasn't even arguing. I mean, we're mostly in agreement.
okay, well, I wasn't.
Final Fantasy X-2 is a dumpster fire. And
If that's the kind of stuff you enjoy, it's sure the kind of stuff we enjoy. So head on over there. In addition, we have a Patreon now, which the link is hosted probably on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website. We can
It's-
probably try and drop it in the little box thing.
Yeah, it's on. You'll find it.
Rigo, when you're editing this, drop the Patreon link in the box thing.
Oh, cool.
right down there.
Right,
Yeah.
it's right. It's right
I think
here.
it's below me.
No, it's right here. Don't you understand?
That way. I'm not sure.
Anyways, we've got some. I will have, I think, 2 conversations up there, which kind of recaps some of our old episodes. It was fun. It was thoughtful. We worked really hard on it. We worked on it. But yeah, go ahead and listen to that. Liz is in the second one. She had some quality questions from our biggest fans. So if you have any of those, you can get them answered on the Patreon.
yeah.
Or probably on the Discord, but you'll get them answered in more detail
Yeah, send
on the
us
Patreon.
questions in Discord or Instagram or whatever, and we'll make an endeavor to include those in our Patreon talks.
Yeah,
If you don't,
if you ask them on the Discord, you're more likely to get a 2-hour-long argument about Final Fantasy and why Marvel movies are just kind of bland.
Yeah, I mean, today I think all I posted was another trombone champ video. So
Oh my gosh, the Jaws one?
yeah, it's pretty fun. Anyways, that's about all on my end. Let me throw it on back to our good friend Tyler with the weather.
The weather. It is cold.
Already covered the
It's
weather.
70 degrees.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been outside that long.
You just took me from my parents' house.
Oh, that's true. I have no excuse. Our friends at Eldritch Foundry will give you 15% off if you use our code ROLLSLAYERS in checkout. This has been a long intro. Let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
Last we left off, Hayden. Troublemaker.
So good to have Hayden in person.
The party descended with the aid of Timron Wayforger into the depths of the earth, the underdark, using a magical chain to descend to the first kind of layer, and then going a fair ways down through some caverns and large cave systems to the north, I believe. And running into 3 Umber Hulks assaulting an unknown figure that you found to be a long lost friend and fan favorite, Iodon Pedrotail.
Friend of the show.
After aiding him in combat, as you guys settled down to make camp
Did we
and nurse your
kill-
wounds,
We killed some insectoids.
you did. He imparted that he had come down to, fight a basilisk, but got assaulted by some drow and has been turned around ever since down here, fighting for his life. He also imparted that something down here is awry, that there is some sort of corruption or something down here that is making everyone on edge, tense, aggressive, and that he has to go back to the Twilight Expedition to report on it, to ask questions on it, and that he has some suspicions. Timrin volunteered to lead him back to Degeldar in the morning. We pick up with you guys making camp for the evening. Is there anything you'd like to do, or do we need to just pick watches?
Cyrus is going to want to continue trying to read his book, but with the darkness, maybe he should get someone to Remy to continue reading it to him, or he could cast light to read it.
Sure. I mean, you asked Timrin, and you think you guys are probably pretty secluded. You could probably cast light to read if you'd like.
Okay. I'm going to cast light. I'm going to continue reading, and I am going to want to continue my earlier experiments with my clairvoyance spell.
Okay. We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys are doing?
If that's watch 1, I might hop on board there.
Okay. You planning to do that over a watch?
I'm gonna plan on doing that. After we get things set up, squared away, and then maybe continuing into the watch.
Sure. Okay. So you guys will be watch 1. Anybody for watch 2?
I'll take a second watch.
Yeah, okay. Watch.
Iodon will go on 3.
I'll hang out with Iodon.
So what kind of a place do we find ourselves in for bunking down?
So this is the cavern that you found Iodon.
Iodon.
Ardon.
That's an Australian pronunciation there. Or no, Iodon. But you find yourself in just kind of a chamber. It's about medium size.
Okay.
You can fit some Umber Hulks in there, and there's one cave to the north and one cave that you came in through to the south. So it's pretty clear cut here.
Got it.
No nooks or crannies really. But yeah, first watch. If you guys want to make perception checks as you guys start to bed down for the evening, and Cyrus, if you want to make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana. I'm going to use one of my divination rolls, and that's going to be a 25.
Roll a D4 for me.
Roll a D4.
Do you have any important rolls left over from the day?
I've got 2 and an 18.
Oh, cool.
I got a 14, and I'm done rolling your fancy dice. I'm going to go rolling on the computer.
Use my yellow one.
Fine.
Give me back my fancy
Yeah.
dice.
Did I? Well, let me double check. Did I use my portent rolls in the battle?
That's what I was asking.
I don't think. Somebody is going to have just listened to episode 61 and listen to this now and correct me.
Actually,
but I don't have them marked out. I typically not mark them out in my notes app when I use them.
We'll keep them. 25. Roll a D4 for me, please.
Okay, it's a 4.
Okay. And what was your perception?
Perception. Perception is going to be 15.
15. You guys keep a fairly good eye out. Oh, is that a disadvantage? Or do you have light up still? You have light up still. You're reading.
Okay. Yeah.
You keep a fair eye out, but it's quite quiet. The only sound is some water dripping from like a single stalactite, and it's a little bit like Chinese water torture where it gets really annoying after a while. So Cyrus, you really start to focus in on your book and spellcasting and modifying it. And you start to, look and envisioning something. What are you trying to envision?
Well, it would probably be prompted by whatever. Is right there in the book. So if there's anything in terms of like practical exercises, he would probably just do that.
Sure.
But if not, then he would probably fixate on just people who he knows, either Alin who left recently, or else Vern, or Professor Fingers, or Funnel Mike, or somebody.
Sure. So there.
Funnel Mike's a new one.
In the Funnel Mike.
That's what this was for.
We need an extra mic.
Mike.
Within the book, there's a couple of disciplines that are kind of basic rudimentary things in terms of augmenting spells that the author kind of states at the beginning. The first being ways of lengthening and kind of broadening, either in radius or in capability. So tacking on or powering. So it gives an example of teleportation circle can be augmented in power for straight up teleport, or it can be scaled down in power for a limited radius teleport. So there's a couple of ways that you can kind of start doing those disciplines, but if you focus in on Alin, or would you rather focus on Funnel Mike?
let's say Alen, since she departed recently. And I'm probably also going to be cross-referencing the Atlas of Endless Horizons, which has some of those spells in it.
Yeah, for sure. And you start to focus in
Which
on
I also can't
Alen.
use some of them yet.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
There's some high-level spells on that puppy. But you start to look into the eye of Ralphie, and it's gleaming and it's glittering, and that similar kind of feeling of the pupil becoming all-encompassing before your vision fades to black occurs. And for a second, you glimpse Alen sitting by a fireplace in a kind of rose quartz room you assume to be the citadel of roses you visited, or that she'd visited. I don't think you were there.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Just sharpening sword with a whetstone. It looks to be Wormclaw. And then your vision shifts to sudden blackness. A cold wind whistling through your mind. You stare out upon a blue hellscape of broken rock and black towers. And a chilling chuckle rings through your head. You blink and find yourself in a vast, many-pillared hall of green stone. Darkness surrounds you. Out of the blackness, you hear a similar chuckle, but different. This laugh is higher, wheezier. A misshapen head emerges from the gloom, dragging a monstrous form behind it. Its skin is oily black, one eye staring at you. The head is turned on its neck almost upside down, and it opens its mouth to cackle, and black bile starts to spill out of it to coat the ground, flooding the chamber. You find yourself floating in that sea of ichor that spilled from its mouth. And as you float, visages of various beings appear before you. A dwarf wearing robes, a green dragonborn, an elven woman with pale blue skin. Elation forms on each of their faces before a black, oozing blade bursts from their chests, blood trickling out of their eyes and ears. They fall lifeless into the void. Then you see several banners, flashes of color that you can't make out, blurred, obscured from view. You are able to catch on to one symbol, a knot with four corners gold upon a blue field. As your vision begins to fade, you cling to it as one might cling to wakefulness while fighting sleep. However, you eventually succumb, returning to consciousness, gasping.
I have some questions.
What did you do?
Do I feel as though
That's what a 25 Arcana check will get you.
do I feel as though there was some sort of either logical or emotional or some sort of was there some sort of sequence that went from Alen to this apocalyptic vision?
You don't know if they're connected or not. There's no through line logically that you can think of.
Okay. And when you say it was a head dragging a body behind it,
it had a neck.
It had a neck.
It was
Okay,
just
not
kind
a
of this
disembodied head.
grotesque, misshapen form behind it.
Okay, so not like a beholder or something.
No. It was just
Seemingly the head drug its body behind.
Yeah.
it just kind of shuffled, almost like bent over, crook-backed zombie, kind of like extended bony arms, kind of bulbous back and legs that are kind of almost walking with a bit of a crouch, stuff like that.
And this in the craggy, rocky places, did it feel as though I recognized it? Like, was it part of the Underdark, which is unfamiliar territory to me, or just like a cave?
Make a Arcana check for me real quick with disadvantage.
It's gonna be a natural 1.
Okay, you have no idea. What
I have a +7, but
yeah, you have no idea.
okay. Okay.
but you kind of are thrust back into wakefulness. Remy staring off. Remy, you didn't notice any.
Well, Remy's probably, if you wake up, he's probably about 3/4 up the way of a wall nearby. He's very sweaty.
Trying to wall run.
He's practicing.
Cyrus is gonna look over at Remy and then just kind of silently just put Ralphie away and say, "Why don't you stay in here for a little while, Ralphie? Nothing personal, but you're starting to freak even me out a little bit."
You all right down there, Cyrus?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably nothing, but I might have had a vision about the end of the world or something. I don't know.
Happen often?
First time. What are you doing?
Climbing.
Cool.
This is practice. Gotta stay fresh.
Yeah, I get that.
He just kind of drops down. I don't think we woke anyone up, did we?
Hope not. Did I make any noises or anything?
I heard a gasp, but I thought you were just, having a falling dream.
A little bit. Kind of like a falling into darkness as people are getting stabbed by their own insides and heads are dragging bodies around, and
Huh.
I didn't really understand a lot of it, but
Do you think it ties into what Iodon was saying earlier yesterday? I guess today, but I don't know. He said people are getting edgy around here.
well, it seemed a lot more extreme than what anything we've encountered or even heard of so far. I'm still kind of processing things a little bit.
All right, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
Well, it's not so much that I don't want to talk about it, it's more that I don't really know what to say about it.
Okay, what did you see?
Well, I saw Lynn. She seems to be okay. Then I saw some more horrific forms, some blackness and rocks and green glows and shiftiness, which is all very mysterious, right? And then this head oozing ichor, and then people, like maybe a council of people or something, all eviscerated, and then a battle with indistinct flags. Point of clarity, it was, you said four gold knots, as in like knots of a rope
So
on a blue field.
the one symbol you could catch onto was a knot with 4 corners.
Okay, like a square knot.
Yeah.
Like a
Um,
Celtic knot or something.
A little bit like a Celtic knot where all 4 corners kind of meet in the middle to create a knot.
Okay,
Um,
I see.
Looks a
But
little
like-
bit like a flower.
Like a knot of rope, or just like lines. It's
yeah,
just
just
kind of
lines,
a pattern.
not rope itself.
And it was gold on blue.
Yeah, it looked to be a banner of some sort, gold on blue.
Okay, and I couldn't catch like colors or symbols or on any of the other.
The other one's too fast.
Do I recognize that
History
particular symbol? Okay,
I was
I'm
waiting
good
for you to
at-
ask.
Come on.
18.
Easy. You're thinking about it, and you were a little rushed and a little riled up, but now that you slow down, that's the symbol of the Church of the Tetrad.
Ah. And the Church of the Tetrad, the Church of the Tetrad was part of this battle, or at least their symbol was.
There wasn't no battle. You just saw standards and banners. No
Okay.
battle necessarily.
Okay.
But the Church of the Tetrad is the religious, predominant religious organization of the Ascendancy.
Right. Okay, and I couldn't make out any other banners, like who they might have been marching against or anything.
No.
Okay. Well, the Church of the Tetrad was probably involved. Actually, the more I think about it, the clearer the image is becoming.
You know, that's interesting. That seems like the opposite of a dream, you know, where you usually forget the second you start thinking about it.
Yeah, I've had some weird dreams too, but this was when, like, I was telling Vinny a little while back about this dream I had about these dogs that were all surrounding me, and they're walking upright on their hind legs. And, you know, I've had some weird dreams. This doesn't feel like it wasn't a dream. There was something magical about it. There was something, something divination related about it.
Well, hopefully we don't run into any of that down here. Well, you know, I think we can handle it. We could handle it. Maybe.
You know, we've handled a lot of things.
I love that response. We've handled a lot of things.
Maybe you should get some actual rest tonight. And if you have any more dreams, we can talk about them in the morning, maybe.
Sure, I'll be sure to keep a dream journal for the foreseeable future. Maybe that would help.
I could give you some comforting, healing feelings if you'd like.
I think I'm okay for now. I'm still just a little shaken by this vision.
I'm gonna give him a lesser restoration. Why not? Throw it on the pile.
You feel a little better. Kind of reminds you of a Lynn.
Okay.
Jeremy, I saw you writing. Do you need any other note? Do you have any questions for your notes? I know that.
Nope.
Okay, just making sure.
So but I didn't see and hear any of that.
That's true. That's true.
You didn't, and Cyrus hasn't told you about any of it yet.
No.
So you guys wake up Bells and Magnus for watch 2.
Pardon me, good Sir Dwarf. It is your time. May you bless us with your watchful eye.
Good morning, Magnus.
Early in the morning.
You guys want to make perception checks
Yes.
through your watch, you may. Bells at disadvantage.
Yeah, I think it's 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, 12.
Bells at disadvantage.
'Twas an 8.
It was an 8.
Well, then.
You guys aren't keeping a great watch. But
Cyrus is gonna, like, since he knows that Bells doesn't have dark vision. I mean, we wouldn't put it into those kind of gamey terms.
sure.
But he would leave
You
light.
can't see in the dark.
He would leave light cast for her and then go to sleep, not knowing that when he falls asleep,
Yeah.
it would just disappear.
And he's like, that'll help.
Just to give a little flavor in there.
Immediately.
Just chalk it up to the underdark being deeper than Magnus has ever gone.
It's a little bit interesting because when it's the light stays until Cyrus falls asleep, so it kind of flickers out slowly as his consciousness shuts down.
I would kind of like roll my eyes and then take out my my morning star that casts the same light.
There you go.
And turn it on, and it still doesn't do much for me because it's really dark down here.
Yeah, I'll give you. You would have been able to roll straight for that.
It would be 13.
Cool. 13, better than 12.
Yeah.
You guys you're not keeping a great watch, but you're watching the two entrances to the cavern, which is, you feel pretty good. But about halfway through your watch, you do see Iodon stir and kind of wake up and just get up and stretch. Starts watching you guys. It's pretty unnerving.
He's watching us?
He's watching you.
How are you? Iron, can we do something for you?
Oh, I'm fine. I don't need to sleep any longer.
Are you having bad dreams?
No, I'm an elf. I don't need to sleep sleep trance for about 4 hours before I can, go about my business.
That's one thing that's always made me suspicious about your type.
That we don't have to sleep.
Yeah.
Why does that make you
Oh,
suspicious?
weird, isn't it? I mean, what kind of creature doesn't need to sleep?
Oh,
He rests. It's just
Well-
a little different from you. How
Tyler
is that?
consults his bestiary.
he does fight a lot of monsters. He'll just kind of think and say, it's not sleeping, but beholders don't really... They have a time of rest and can dream up other beholders sometimes. It's strange.
Would I have heard of that before?
Beholders?
Or like beholders creating other beholders in their
No, that's not common knowledge.
What?
You know, beholders, the big eye with the mouth.
Yeah, I know what they are.
They can sometimes create,
They create more of them?
well, yeah, or smaller versions of themselves, or...
I'm sorry, what you said, an eye with a mouth.
Oh, a beholder, yes.
They've got little pointy more eyes coming out of them.
Yeah, they got a lot of eye stalks at the top of their head. They float.
And apparently they can make more of them. I guess they reproduce, what is that? What's that word for?
Reproduce?
Yeah, how they do it without normal mating process.
Not good.
Asexual?
No, that's not it. Asexual, yes.
They do that in their sleep.
Well, that's not their primary. We don't know how they reproduce, but it shouldn't be a problem. Beholders hate other beholders, so one will kill the other.
Why are you talking about this at this hour in this place?
I don't know. We asked if it was strange if I don't speak. I don't find that strange.
A bigot asks a nerd.
Regardless, yes, I can watch if you'd rather sleep, or you can continue watch.
I'm too proud to go back to sleep in the middle of a watch.
Stay up.
kinda-
Ion will kind of just watch around with you guys.
Yeah, I would just stay up for my watch.
It's a little unnerving, but eventually you get used to him staring at you.
Yeah.
By the time it's time for your watch to end, he says, "Oh, I believe it's my watch," and oop.
Venuthra, I guess, is the only one left.
Okay,
Did he say he was going to watch for you?
no idea. Let's ask. He goes over and kind of nudges Venuthra with his hand.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm
wake
on.
up.
I'm
Is it your watch? You couldn't.
Yes, yeah. I was just getting to it. Very unnerving place to sleep.
Yeah, I've been down here a while.
Well, I've been off and on up all night, so let's do this.
Very well. You can get back to resting.
Well, I'm gonna go enjoy a nice long sleep.
Well-
I'm staring directly at this elf.
Sleeping on the ground should suit you dwarves just fine. So make a perception check for me, please.
Is it obvious to most people that I would be half elf, or is that something you have to ask
I
somebody?
mean, you're blue.
Obviously, the elf part is obvious. I'm saying, is the human part obvious?
Oh, yeah. You kind of you have less pronounced ear tips and less angular features than elves.
Okay, cool. Just curious.
Also,
So
your
it's
hair
like-
is not very elf-like. It's a little more frizzy.
Bowie-like.
Yes,
That's right.
Bowie-esque.
What do I want? All right. I got my black cloak. It's shimmering. I hope it's black. Okay.
It is now.
I have to re-listen. I told you. I don't know what color I made it, or if I just described it.
I think you said pinstripes. I remember pinstripes.
That needs
John will
Fact
not
checkers on
rest
this
until
episode right
everything
now.
is dad
I really feel like all magic items need to be really aesthetically unappealing to really, hammer home
It's
that
not
it's
enough of a.
yeah, no, it's a sacrifice.
What was your perception?
14.
Like an Ed Hardy cloak.
The rest of your watch comes and goes. As you're kind of watching, Iodon will stare at you for a second. So, what have you been up to?
Well, since we last spoke, we've gotten up to quite a bit. I can't remember where we left off. left you in Drasberg, correct?
Yes.
So we went up to the Beiji Wilds.
Yes,
and-
you were planning on doing that.
Exactly, and we did, and we actually found the Lost City. With the help of ourselves.
Lost City.
Yeah, because we found what's-his-face in that place.
Yeah.
Or did we find it? Did we find...
We found
Phineas
him before we
in
found
Phineas
the
owns
Lost
the-
City.
Okay,
We
so...
rescued him from the bad guys.
That's right, that's
From a
right.
slod.
So there was this
prison camp.
there was this clearing in the Beiji Wilds, and there was this structure. And we went inside, really to escape this annoying parrot. But we went in and we found a slod host in a cavern, and a bunch of people who were captured by the slod and the lizard folk. And so we rescued them, and one of them was a map maker, the one we were looking for Vern, the big blue one. Do you remember?
Yes. How many
And-
slots?
I believe there were two. There was a red and a green. I know for certain.
Green.
A green slot.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, we slayed it. And do you know anything about green slot?
Well, they are formed when Chaos Phage affects a spellcaster.
Oh, that poor spellcaster. Anyways, so we rescued this mapmaker who took us to a lost city where we saw. It's amazing. Little frog people all about, and we made this frog crow thing, scare frog. Anyways,
The welcome
it was
toad.
the welcome toad, the welcome toad, and that's right. It was
The
meant to-
opposite of the
it was
scarecrow.
But anyway, we went in, and I got lost in this crazy place. Anyway, I'm dragging this out, but we went there. We slayed what we came to slay, which Top Level had sent us to slay a coatl.
Also,
A coatl.
a celestial messenger? Why?
It had been turned by this pit of acid. You should really get up there. If you know more about these things than we do, it might be actually beneficial for all of
It's
you.
down in detail so I could take it back with me.
Yes, certainly. And Vinny will do that. I'll spend the rest of the watch kind of doing that. But anyway, we came back and decided, we were in Drasberg, and the Kitagora asked us to go and check on her daughter, and we didn't. And Vern left with Phineas, went to go find a new home. And we went back to, where did we go? We went a lot of places. We went to Urangol. And very long trip there. A couple of rocks we escaped by throwing meat on the ground.
You guys know how, like, in sitcoms, a lot of times the 100th episode will be just like clips. From I feel like that's what
We're doing a clip
in this
show.
Anyways, Urangol got next. I don't know. Went back to Oromond. What were we doing? Alin was looking for Lioness Cartagia. Long story short, we followed clues to a place called. What was it called? It's Yellow Stormhold.
Stormhold is.
No.
No. That's not.
No. Goldenrod. It was yellow something. I knew.
Goldenrod.
Bells whispered that in her sleep.
Goldenrod, and we fought a big blue salamander-looking thing that shot fire, blue lightning from its mouth, and do you know what that would have been?
Up here.
I think that's what Cyrus said it was. Yeah, but here, and then we captured Lioness Cartagia of the Cartagia estate, uncovered a slave ring that he was, I think, experimenting on live subjects, probably magical or some other demented purposes. But we uncovered that, and now that's where Alin is. Alin went back to. Oh, I forgot. We stopped in Oromond And we met up with, oh, I'm sure you know Mukadas Tazavor.
Only by reputation.
Well, we
I've not had the pleasure.
ran into Mukadas, and then we came here after saying hello and to Mukadas, and we went to Goldenrod, which is where we had found a lead. We actually ran into a couple of vampiresses. It's twins.
At Goldenrod, I thought that.
No.
was
That was in Oromon.
Your timelines.
Yes, sorry. So
True to form,
went to-
though. I mean,
from Urangol, we went to Oromon.
Okay.
And in Oromond, we said hello to Mukadas. It's an old friend of mine. And then we saw the twins,
The vampires.
the Vampirus twins, yes. And they were running hooch for the Cartagia family. And so, as some sort of go-between with Mukadas, and he said that maybe we could talk to them, and then there wasn't much talking. A little bit of play. It was weird. Anyways, so we hit them a lot, and then they turned into mist, and I think they escaped, so we'll probably see them at some point. And then we uncovered something about Goldenrod, so we went to Goldenrod. And Goldenrod, that's where we fought the Bahir, put Lioness Cartagia in chains, and then
He's gonna make an inside check.
I mean,
See if he believes all this crap. He's like, oh yeah, we killed some vampires in Bahir and all this stuff.
the casual
So,
nature of this conversation.
you know as honest, you know how honest I'm being, so you can decide how much you
Yeah.
think. So anyways,
Would a high insight roll be better here?
Yeah.
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 So I feel like typically high insight means you disbelieve.
Well,
Low insight means that
it
you
just
do-
means that if you're trying to insinuate if he's
Yeah.
telling the truth or not, high insight
Okay,
gets you,
yeah,
gets
yeah.
you that.
Because
You
he's
know,
not.
he's telling
He's
the-
not.
he's
It's
telling
not
the
a
truth.
contested deception. Or
Yeah, it's hard to believe for him.
Yeah. I'm also reminded right now of that scene in Return of the Jedi when C-3PO is telling the Ewoks about
Yeah.
the characters so far.
Yeah.
And like, if you try to follow it logically, it's just all jumbled together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need a logical story.
anyways,
Dechlocarbon.
it's Remy's birthday, and so we decided that we would go and celebrate at Daggle Dwar because he's a dwarvophile.
Really, that's
Yeah.
the only reason you had to go to Degeldar.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, quite impressive that you've killed vampiresses and Bahirs and whatnot. Seems you've
Well,
become quite prominent in your adventuring.
we are. I mean, it's good for the brand to take care of problems. We are the Guild of Goodwill now. And so we are. We're building a bit of a reputation across all sorts of political lines and different spheres. We've been quite the world travelers.
And then you said Remy and then
Oh, Remy.
Magnus.
Ag-
Who are they? Why are they here?
Magnus is from Degeldar, and Remy is actually someone we just ran into in. Where did we run into him? We ran into him in some back alley. He was getting tricked about something. I don't know.
That was in Ormond.
It was in Oromond. Oh, I think it was in Oromond. And anyway, he's well, he seems tender, but he is very ferocious when switched on, and he's been traveling with us. We heard that we were going to go visit. Wait. Okay, I haven't been completely honest, but you can't say anything, okay?
I know you haven't been completely honest, but yes, I'll
Okay, well,
be discreet.
exactly. So we had something to deliver to Degeldwar. That's all I'll say. And my lips are sealed. And Remy decided to accompany us on that journey after we had saved him from Oh gosh, what was that slime memory monster?
It was an Oblex.
Oh yeah, Oblex. I don't think I would have known that, but basically, it was a monster that portrayed a scene, and then when we approached it, it turned into some sort of gelatinous. Ugh. And, anyways,
Gelatinous, bro. Find that in the monster manual.
so anyway, so Remy decided to accompany us, and we haven't been able to shake him since. And honestly, he's been quite a great addition to the Guild of Goodwill if he would consider himself a part of us, which I hope he does.
Seems like a fine fellow.
I like him.
This Magnus is all right as well. You plan on having him join?
Well, he's from Degodoir. We don't know. He
He's
seems
also like
a little bit
child, so-
tethered to his mother and father. I was just about to say that, like a child. Yeah. Anyway,
Doesn't
he's-
like elves.
he's a bit of a cackhole in that way.
I mean, it's fine. Most dwarves are a little ambivalent around elves.
That's fine. He's young. Let's just say let's chalk it up to that he's youthful.
I like him.
Okay, well, I'm glad you do. And I haven't had any issue with him, and he's proven quite useful on the battlefield. So, anyways, all are welcome in the Guild of Goodwill. We're all a little bit of a catco sometimes. That's okay. And let's think. What else? Oh, but anyway, the biggest thing that has happened most recently is that the stone and the fire giants, which I believe I told you, are now in cahoots.
Yes, you did tell me that.
Right. And guess who's behind it?
Vilrum is what you said.
Exactly. Vilrum.
You'll never guess.
Listen, Vilrum, exactly right. And so they assaulted Degodoir, and now the All-Seer, was it the All-Seer that sent us? No, Lord Modi sent us.
Who's he?
Stormbrewer, does that name ring a bell?
Nope.
Anyway, he's king of Degodoir.
Oh.
The king said, if we could come and try and throw a wrench in Vilrum's spokes, then perhaps we could, I don't know, I think he's going to give us some money.
Well, it's all fine and dandy. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that Timrin is here to lead me back to the surface.
You could stick around if you'd like.
Oh no, I must report on my findings as well as apparently a pit of acid that makes you evil.
I'm probably summarizing. We should ask Cyrus when he wakes up.
That's a... yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Okay, and let me think. Oh, we're also looking for an obsidian spear. Have you heard of such?
Any specific spear in mind besides made of obsidian?
I can't remember.
Is there any other
I think.
identifiers?
Well, I do know that it was used by dwarves at some point. Some weapon of renown. I can't remember.
Nothing like that rings a bell for me, although I will say I am quite lacking in terms of historical lore. It's not really my focus or expertise.
Well, it was technically given. It was technically a quest given to us by one of Cyrus's old comrades, colleagues, over at the Quintessence Pursuant? No. Quintessence Pursuant. Anyway.
You've got a lot of work on your hands.
We do. We do. After this, I have to go to Zagsnick.
What's there?
Well, some jerk who keeps pestering a friend.
Well, it's about time to wake the others.
Certainly. I'm just going to finish up some of these notes so I can give them to you. Perhaps Cyrus can amend.
I'll wake him up first.
Okay, go ahead.
He goes and wakes each of you up in turn. And Cyrus, you can contribute to Vinny's recounts of certain parts of Zisa, as well as the slots, if you'd like.
Here, Cyrus, I wrote some of these things down. Maybe you can make some notes.
I'll look through your notes and say, yeah, this... Did the acid make him evil, or did the acid just, like, strip all his skin off and turn him into an undead Coatl?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, you did not mention an undead cold.
Yeah, it was...
He wasn't dead, was he?
Well, he had 2 lives.
He had 2 health bars.
I'm pretty certain it was undead. If it wasn't undead the first time, it definitely was undead the second.
What's a health bar?
That's my line.
Yeah.
Well, all I remember was Alin was amazing in that battle.
Wait, are you saying that we actually killed it and then it came back to life and we killed? That's what happened.
That's how I remember it.
I thought.
But I was also in the acid for part of the time, and I didn't turn evil.
That's true.
I did become mildly susceptible to the persuasion of these vampires who were into slavery for a little
We don't
bit.
need to.
But I didn't turn evil. I never turned evil.
You got pretty close.
Yes, let's not.
But we can forget that part.
Okay, let's forget that
Yes.
part. Also, I seem to be thinking in the back of my mind this Coatl was probably going to go on a hunt for. I hope we killed it.
Dang it. Sorry.
Anyways, you might want to investigate that, actually.
Yes, that's why I was asking for pertinent details.
It
If you could draw me a
seemed-
map as well, that would be helpful.
Tyler, as Cyrus is being reminded of the fight with the Coatl, he's still very much ruminating on his vision from the night before. But is there anything about the fight with the Coatl that maybe like sticks in his memory?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Okay. 16.
Make a review of the old podcast track.
Well, no, not things I remember, but like
Oh.
things that
Couple
like
of things that stick out.
like from the vision, like something that might connect.
Oh, from the vision,
Yeah.
nothing, no connection.
No connection. Okay.
Not that you can think of. But as you are thinking on this, a couple things that do stick out to you about the pool of acid. One, it did seem to have a hand in whatever revival this Coatl went through. And it did call to, I believe, you and Vinny
Mm-hmm.
almost pulled at you. That's what you recall about the pool of acid.
Okay.
I think it was hard for Vinny because he didn't know what a Coatl was and wouldn't know what a deviated Coatl would be. So, as far as he knows, he gave what he knew.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you guys, you collect your thoughts, you collect your writings, you draw a small map as best you can through the Veggie Wilds to Zisa. Hopefully, whoever goes to investigate this will find their way and not die from dinosaurs.
We definitely draw some pictures of grungs in there.
Yeah, some
and they are
welcome
all
frogs.
very bad.
You draw a welcome frog at the south end of the ziggurat.
There we go.
None of this seems right.
But he takes these and says, "Well, this is good. Are you ready?" And he looks over at Timron. Hi, yeah, I'm good to go. Are you you've got the pass key for the rope?
I say Buttercup in Dwarvish.
There you go. Okay. Well, Morden Speed. Have a good trip down here. Don't die, please.
Well,
Thank
we don't intend to die here.
Wouldn't be very good adventurers if we did.
Well, it was good seeing you all. I believe I have a surface to get back to, and air to breathe, and trees to see. You know.
Thank you for your guidance, Master Dwarf.
Oh, of course.
I bow.
She just hugs you. Wait. After you get up from bowing, she just kind of wraps you up, pats you on the head. All right, let's go.
This is one of the pictures of Grun.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Excellent.
It's beautiful.
It's a long tone.
And departs the chamber. Iodon and Intel. You are now alone.
Well, who?
All right. We remember the way.
Shall we put on some breakfast?
Of course. I can spin something up. I'm assuming we gathered some provisions as we were shopping, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We eat mushrooms.
They're mostly mushrooms.
We're eating mushrooms.
Mushrooms and like milled mushroom flour that you could use to like
Make a sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, you could make like a roux out of it or something.
It's like biscuits, mushroom biscuits.
Yeah, we're having mushroom biscuits and mushroom gravy this morning.
With chunks of mushroom.
Lots of pepper.
There's a bit of dried boar jerky, but you did get some fresher meats for the journey to eat at the beginning before they go rancid. But you got some boar bacon and some other stuff. You have a good little breakfast.
Good. How did everyone sleep?
Oh, just fine.
Nothing weird on the watches, I suppose.
Well, no, not really.
Except, do all elves, not sleep?
You mean they're trance, right?
I guess.
It's fairly common knowledge that elves don't sleep.
Would I remember? I would know this just like reading about it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you read a fair amount of books at the Marble Crest Vault.
Like how often do elves come down to Degeldor?
Never.
So it's more of like I've heard about it, but
Elves
like,
are barely on this continent.
fair enough. So it's more, it's definitely more like uncertainty and suspicion as opposed to like outright hatred. Just like it's kind of weird, don't you think? Not sleeping.
Well, I don't know. It's all I've ever known. Grew up in Eleanor. My mother's an elf. Raised by elves.
Well,
It's just different. It's okay.
I mean, do you know you live underground and don't see the sunshine?
well
How's that?
that's different. I'm a dwarf. It's all I know.
Right, exactly. It's the same for elves.
You see like this realization. Huh. Hold on.
Not to distract from this enlivening conversation, but Cyrus, I think you might have something more interesting to tell us.
Oh, I'm sure it's just some dream about dogs on their hind feet. It's okay, Cyrus. You don't have to share.
Yeah, it's I'm not really sure how to process it. I'm just kind of
you're
gonna leave it at
serious?
that.
Sure.
You're serious? Process what?
Look, I'm of the mind that while we're down here, it behooves us to share everything we have. Would you mind if I try my best to recount it?
Sure, as long as you'll share
I'm
those
not-
mushroom biscuits.
Why, of course, they're for everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Cyrus is dead serious when he says he's still processing it, and so he's just gonna say, "Have at it."
I'm not gonna do this for a third time in this podcast, but I'm gonna recount it. I think to the best of his ability, which I'll go ahead and. I think he gets all the details. It's a 16 total for intelligence. Yeah, I think he gets pretty much like all the details, all the major details right. He probably leaves out some stuff, not for privacy's sake, but for forgetting. I'm sorry to do this to Cyrus.
You get about 60% of the picture here of what happened in his vision.
Do I get enough to inquire about the people who are in harm's way?
I don't think he'd know how to describe them per se.
No,
You would
I believe Cyrus just described them as a council of some sort.
yeah.
Council. Well, do you know anything more? What do they look like?
You went very quickly through the descriptions. I remember there was an elf.
There was a
There was-
woman of pale blue skin,
Yes.
a green dragonborn, and a dwarf wearing robes.
Yeah, it was a elf with blue skin, a green dragonborn, and a dwarf wearing robes. Though I don't know what else he would be wearing.
And they all seemed related?
I mean, not like
Not related
family.
but did they look, they were all part of some sort of cohort, you said?
Did they seem that way? In the initial description, it struck me as that way.
They appeared sequentially, and sequentially there was a look of elation upon their face before they were stabbed from behind
Okay.
by a black blade. And then it would fade to the next one.
They were.
There were no matching colors or symbology
Okay.
to associate.
Okay. You said council.
You know,
souls.
now that I think about it more, they were really more related just in terms, more in emotional terms, I suppose, in that there's something that they were happy about before being eviscerated by a black blade. Maybe the common thread is that they were happy about something, then they got stabbed.
Is it anyone you knew?
Much like real life.
Huh.
So,
Hey, you know, never want to get too comfortable and enjoying your life.
Well, I'd like to be at least somewhat comfortable. No one I knew. I didn't know them, correct?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
My understanding of the world is going to be that, like, if I don't know the person, my role is a 13. But my understanding is if I don't know the person, I wouldn't recognize them because, like, drawings is not the same as photographs.
You don't recognize any of these people as someone you might know or
Okay.
have heard of.
Okay.
You said that there was a woman with pale blue skin.
Yeah.
What color hair did she have?
Do I remember the hair?
It was kind of like blackish silver.
It's blackish silver.
Black and silver. Well, my mother, she's an elf of pale blue skin. Or teal, kind of a greenish hue to it. But anyway, just checking.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Okay. Does a dwarf have yellow hair?
He had red hair.
No. Okay. I was stabbed by a dwarf once.
Yeah, I remember that.
He had yellow hair.
Yeah, because you took the dang skin book. We're doing the clip episode.
Anyways, no, I just curious. Well, if you seem significant, and you were sleeping when that happened.
No, Ralphie showed it to me.
Ralphie.
You know the.
Right, but I thought that was when you saw what was happening currently somewhere else.
Tyler, did I get the sense that this was something that was currently happening, or that had happened, or that might happen?
Roll D20. Just a D20.
Flat roll, 12.
This may have happened before. This may be future.
So I'm not really sure,
You think it probably isn't present.
but it is at least anchored in reality.
It is very much anchored. This was reality.
Okay.
That's comforting.
Bells, I don't really know how to answer that. It's not exact. You know, divination is not exact. I know that it is real, but I don't know when.
Could this evil being see you? Was it aware of you as you were aware of it?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's not typically how divination magic works.
I know. I never knew that. What's his face was spying on us. The Archmage of Divination.
Yeah, I don't think so.
See, this is why I never studied in that divination school.
Yeah.
You did or did not?
No. course not. There's no certainty. Not like the certainty of life and death.
Anyways, are we about ready to head out? We still need to.
I think I'm about ready.
It is kind of it's stuck to the roof of your mouth a little bit.
I didn't catch any of that.
Is it like is it mushroom steak with like gravy on top? Is that what we're
No, it's
eating?
like a biscuit, but it's made out of mushrooms.
With mushroom gravy.
With mushroom The dwarven palate can be simple, but it is consistent. And it's all mushrooms, I'm learning, if it's not sausage.
Are there like some mushrooms that taste more fruity than others?
There are different types of mushrooms that taste more savory, more sweet. There are bitter mushrooms. Yeah. But there's also, you did have some boar bacon that you could cook as well.
Right.
But
Let's go.
before long, make your way off to the northern tunnel. And who's leading? Are we going at a slow pace, medium pace, fast?
I
we
will
moving stealthily?
lead,
Okay.
I'll be right behind.
because I can see.
Vinny will take like back so he can see behind us if we need to.
Sure.
Does it seem like it would make more sense for me to have light or to just follow his lead?
Probably light if you want to be able to see anything coming up in front of you, or if you're
Okay.
trying to direct in any way.
Okay, so I'd have my.
It's all about how much you trust Remy to be leading the charge.
I'll be close to the front. Just somebody who can see.
Okay.
I'd say put lights up. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couldn't hurt, right?
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I'd have it lit and
Sure.
holding it.
Could I have survival checks from Remy and Bells as you guys start to try and navigate the Underdark?
Wow.
if I remember, we
Come
were on
on.
a tunnel and then we like peeled off to go down something else.
Oh,
Insect points, or
No!
do we
Come
like
on, we need
go
a
like
high
this?
roll.
How up?
You're going consistently down.
Right.
But
And then it opened up with insectoids, and then we're keeping going.
yeah.
this.
How bad was
What'd
it?
you roll?
We'll survival check it.
16 total.
I rolled a 7.
Okay. Can I also get perception checks from Bells and Vinny?
Not using your
Not Vinny.
nasty yellow dice again.
I'll give Vinny 2
15.
since he's
Good
looking
grief.
behind.
Okay, that's good. 22.
22.
Perception.
Yeah.
15.
What did Bells get for perception?
15.
Okay. So you guys start to make your way downward into the tunnels. There are times when it branches into 3-4 caverns going in different directions, up and down. But you're able to find kind of through lines that lead in kind of the direction you're wanting to go, and you're not deviated from your course too much. And about halfway through the day, Bells, you're the first to see, off in the distance in this cavern that you've come into, mushrooms. Moving mushrooms? Walking in a straight line across the cavern. Just kind of across your field of view, and then Remy, you catch on to that side as well. And eventually the rest of you can see a long line of walking mushrooms walking across your path.
Do I know what these are?
Yeah, you know that these are myconids.
Never seen any of these things up close.
Huh.
I think the mushroom people that we were being told about, the myconids.
Oh, aye.
Did they talk?
Generally, I think so.
No, they don't talk so much as they shoot up some spores that you can hear it in your mind.
What?
The mostly friendly, correct?
From what I've read.
Perhaps we watch ourselves knowing the kind of funny business that's going on down here.
I wave at one of them.
Oh, well.
They kind of stop
Well, they-
and turn.
See us now, I mean.
You see a puff of spores come out from all of their heads simultaneously as they kind of turn to each other. Some of them have arms. Some of them are little teeny tiny mushrooms with only like stumps of legs.
Don't do this to me again.
It's funny, you guys
We're not
know,
talking-
you guys
yeah.
know what these are.
Oh no, we're very familiar with
traumatized
these.
by his out of the abyss.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what they are because of the Just a Word in novels.
No, these things are great.
So they all, a small group of them detach. You see one fairly tall purple individual with long, lanky arms kind of waddling over, as well as a few shorter kind of green individuals. And they eventually come up. They have these kind of like deeply set in their fungal bodies eyes that are kind of like almost like little beads of green light.
Like little Jawa eyes.
A little bit. And they kind of waddle up to you and stop. One of them waves back at you, Remy. And then there's a puff of spores from the leader. Greetings. Hello.
Hello.
You just think it back. I think back.
No.
Greetings.
They can
Hello.
hear you.
I would say it out loud.
I mean, they cast message.
You can do either.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Cyrus Grimalkin.
My name is Sovereign Upimot.
Sovereign
Upinmod?
Upinmod.
You spell that Sovereign Upinmod?
Oopemio-D. Or I'm sorry, O-D, not I.
It is totally redundant, but Cyrus is continuing to cast message as he speaks to them.
Are you a leader down here?
Yes, I am the leader of this clan.
We were told that things were, I don't know, the creatures of the Underdark have been irritated of late. Are you familiar?
Oh yes, we are refugees,
Oh, I'm
fleeing
sorry.
our home of Vipir Cavern.
I'm very sorry to hear that. It makes sense because we were told that you were, we might run into you some days ahead. And
Ahead of?
well, from where we entered the Underdark.
May I ask what happened to your cavern?
Oh, large beings brought fire and stone.
Were they giants?
Well, we know about
Large
these beings.
beings.
Giant
Sound
beings?
like giants, all right.
Made home in our fungal abode.
Yes, we fought them in the dwarven civilization, where Magnus here is from. We slayed them.
Don't know dwarves. Good to slay fire and stone.
Do you know where these large beings are?
Vipir Cavern, our home.
Is that the place that is maybe a day or two ahead and a day to the west?
Yes, it is 2 days. I don't know what west is.
Well, this way, and point the way.
Yes,
Okay. Fitbeer
Vipir Cavern,
Cavern.
the great colossal toadstool that rules all, burnt to a crisp.
Great
Oh, I'm so
colossal
sorry.
toadstool. Burnt to
It
a
was a
crisp.
sad day for us.
Is there any hope for your people?
We will find more spores and grow a new mushroom. We will endure as we have.
Well, that's great to hear. You're all fun guys, and
We
I
don't
think
have gender.
Like that he gathers the meaning.
That is a construct of drow and Svrfneblin.
Have you seen this Furfnevne?
Those searching for shiny rocks. Yes.
No, the shiny rock seekers would be cousins to my kind.
Oh, are you related to the blue ones that look like you? Do I?
Distantly.
Well, we are myconids. We are related to mushrooms.
Oh, I've read about your kind.
There's no one like munching on mushrooms.
Putting the biscuits away slowly.
My child.
You see, we're not exactly from here,
Yeah.
but we thank you for allowing us.
allowing you to what?
Be here?
Oh. Seem like puzzled. I don't think we allow.
Not a verb in the Myconic dictionary.
Well, while you're here, is there any assistance that you or your collection needs? Your collective needs?
What assistance do you offer?
General health and well-being,
Oh.
vengeance.
Oh. Vengeance. That has never occurred to me. Yes, vengeance would be nice.
I planted a very bad seed in this person's head.
You meant spore.
Yes.
See, I can't exactly speak for this group of people. They call themselves the Guild of Goodwill, is it?
Yes, that's.
Yeah, that's it.
And my understanding of goodwill is that it involves. I don't know about revenge exactly, but
No, there's
helping,
not. There's not.
helping to
there-
relocate some people who need some help.
Yeah, there's not much room for revenge in our code.
But revenge by way of helping the people.
Well, sure, just let the giants find some more mushrooms to stomp. That's fine.
Dealing with the giant problem.
I was like,
I don't
vengeance.
speak for the Guild of Goodwill. We will defend you. And if that includes vengeance, then I do think that we can do vengeance.
Well, I mean, there may be a
Vengeance is
little.
good.
Maybe there's a little overlap on a Venn diagram between vengeance and justice, but I think goodwill. We hope to land more on the justice side of things, and maybe that overlap will.
Solren, can you tell me how many of these giant beings were there in your home?
Innumerable.
Innumerable.
That's not ideal.
We don't really count things, though.
So it's innumerable to an uncounting kind.
I would pick. Was that this many? And hold up my hands and like wiggle my fingers.
Yes, there was one.
No, more than one.
Oh, you mean the small
Yes.
5? That's the word. Yes. Yes. There
Was
were
there
5.
more than that?
I think so.
What's the highest number that the Myconids have in there?
8.
And there were
Totally arbitrary.
It's how many fingers they have, and
I
it just
don't really
goes
know
on.
what it means.
So, just my general understanding of like Myconid culture from reading.
They don't count. They probably
have
picked
no
up these words from other races.
Okay, well,
8 might
we
as well
should-
mean all.
Yes. It's
We
like, how many were there? Yes.
all of them. There were all of them.
maybe we can do so. Maybe I could do something more pressing. Or is there anyone here that's injured in a life-threatening manner?
No, we mostly reconstitute ourselves.
Oh, good.
But there are some who have been smushed by giants.
Oh, bad.
Oh, they are dead.
Oh,
Sorry, I think we deviated from my original question. We were looking for the Sverfnebling.
They are one day west of here.
West, okay.
That's the word you use for that way.
And that would be the west way.
It is west.
Okay, cool.
That's the way you confirmed
Cool.
earlier
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
I
So-
thought you said
So,
west.
okay, good. We thought that the Sverfnebling would be one day, well,
That way.
that way, but
Yes.
it's one day this way. Okay, good to know. We will change our course.
Okay. Vengeance. You see
On
all
the
the, little, all the
Sverfnebling?
little guys puff as well, saying, vengeance, vengeance, vindication.
We will do what we can. We are but all that you see here. And all that you see here may not be enough to face all of the stone and fire.
Too many stone and fire. Too much.
Too much, too big.
It is a shame. This new concept of bloodshed as vindication brings me pleasure.
I seek to bring you pleasure if it is possible.
What do I know about Myconid culture and new
They
concepts?
are not chill with violence usually. Not something usually in their vocabulary.
So this is raising red flags.
So they're irritated.
Now, on the other side of things, do you happen to know the shortest way to? I think it's a giant metal fortress. Metal might not be something that translates very well.
Oh, the shiny rock.
Yes.
Yes, Duthgar have lots of shiny rocks, as well as the fire giants.
That's the one we're looking for.
Oh, the large shiny rock.
Yes.
That is about 4 days of migration that way. Points north.
That's where the what is.
That is where Torch Home is.
But also there are some in Fibir Cavern.
Yes.
I do feel like maybe the most direct route of dealing with the threat might be at Torch Home, as much as I wouldn't mind, going to Fitbeer Cavern and doing a little vindication, but
I don't disagree. We might as well deal with the problem at the head if we can.
it's true. It's sensible. Just
It's not sensible. They're already innumerable to our efforts. We already know that.
Perhaps we can gather some information. What are we down here for if you think that is pointless?
Not pointless. I'm just saying you can't get vengeance by going to the center.
We also can't get vengeance by dying in battle. We might as well gather
That's
some
exactly what I'm
information.
saying. No, you misunderstand my meaning. I'm saying if we go to the more outskirts, there is potential for us to win by divide and conquer.
I didn't
But if we
mean.
go directly to the center of the conflict, it's not very likely that we would be successful.
I don't mean we kick in the front door of Torch Home. I just mean we,
That's what I mean.
find our way in and.
That's why we spent so much money on these boots and your coat.
Yes. So
For stealth, not to go
Why
in.
do you, what door are we going to go kicking down?
We're not kicking down any doors. That's what I'm saying. We can't bring vengeance by going to Torch Home.
What is door?
Yeah.
Torch Hall is what we came here for.
Kick down it.
No.
Vengeance.
Yes. You see, listen, this is what you got, Sovereign Ubermed. Wait, what?
Upemad.
Upenmad. He's asking for vengeance on his home.
right, but we know that Torch Home is certainly the same source of their troubles as it is everywhere else.
Certainly. But we won't be bringing vengeance if we go to Torch Home. I don't think.
I think in some capacity we will.
We might understand the problem better and be able to actually fix it rather than just deal with the symptoms.
Right.
Sure.
Fix it. And he eyes his new sword.
Well, either way, I don't know about what comes after, but I think knowledge of the problem, for me, outweighs vengeance for sure. I'm not too keen on vengeance, but we can of course address a problem that we know better than one that we don't.
I feel like I'm eating the crazy moss. Didn't we come down here to deal with the threat at Torch Home?
Yes, that is what I was under the impression.
What
That is what we
did
said.
you hear when we were talking to the what?
We're on a fact-finding mission. We're here to discover information. I had no intention of starting a fight.
No, right. No,
Just
I don't plan on
finishing one.
kicking down any doors.
Remy, keep your sword sheathed, or we could find ourselves in more trouble than we are able to handle.
Yes, we're going to gather some information and take that back to the dwarves and perhaps use that in battle.
All I know is Lord Modi did say that if we were going to be down here already and saw an opportunity, it might be worth taking.
He did say that, but that needs to be a decision of the collective Guild of Goodwill, not of a single.
Fine.
And
Just
one,
tell us
and
that
one
you'll
in which
talk to
we
us before pulling your sword
Well,
out.
of
One in
course
which we pay attention to the opportunities so we know them, we recognize them when we see them, because you're not seizing an opportunity by just pulling out your sword all willy-nilly, all higgledy-pickledy.
But you're not seizing an opportunity by pulling out your sword all.
That was a double
willy-nilly.
negative. You don't need to go to wizard school to know that.
The Myconids are thoroughly confused.
They all are very.
Okay, well, one way or another, I guess it'll ultimately be beneficial for the Myconids as well. Fine. No, I'm not gonna go dive it, because if I risk my life, I inherently risk yours too. I can't exactly go out of my way to get everyone killed without betraying my own order.
Please.
Yeah, no, that's not on the table.
Yes, please don't get everyone killed.
Okay, so keep in mind that sometimes getting more information first is a step toward vengeance.
Vengeance.
You like that, don't you?
I'm gonna cast a message at Vinny. You might want to stop using the word. They're not normally a violent people. If they're talking about violence down here, I sent them.
I think they've got the same kind of thing everybody else down here's got, you know.
I'm gonna cast a message in your direction to kind of confirm. Yeah, we should probably tone down the violent talk.
Well, does anyone here have any cuts or bruises?
Young Hubep has his left arm missing. He gestures at one of the Myconids.
If I heal that, is it gonna grow back?
No.
I mean, they already reconstitute themselves, so I don't know how this works.
And Cyrob has no eyes.
Has Cyrob ever had eyes? Oh, okay, just checking.
It is one of the few organs that we share with
I'm gonna
flesh folk.
try casting a lesser restoration on the eyeless one to see if I can cure blinded condition. Because I don't know how these work. I'm just gonna give it a whirl.
I mean,
You see his eyes do not grow back as he's like half his face is missing.
Oh, well, you know, give it a whirl. Give it the old 1-2.
do Myconids really need eyes?
I mean, he can kind of walk around and someone will lead him, but he'll grow his eyes back.
Yeah.
Chris, do people need eyes?
Hey man,
Okay.
Underdark is different.
Realize.
Underdark critters are different. Like,
It's true.
Love it.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what we can do. No promises, but we'll try.
Okay. We are going to go find a cave to live in, as we are refugees.
Best wishes to you.
Yes.
good luck to you.
Yes. Goodbye. They start to just, without another word, waddle back to their line that has been still moving this entire time in the background. It's a little bit like waiting for a train.
Huh. Well, they are methodical.
But eventually they do filter out of the cavern.
You said that the Swerfnebbling were this way, and should we just stay on our path north, or do we need? I couldn't remember. Did Timrin? Did she say that we should talk to the Swerfnebbling?
She didn't say that we needed to talk to the Swerfneblin. She said they might have some more information, and I guess if we are on a fact-finding mission, it couldn't hurt.
It's true.
But I feel like we're gonna get a pretty. I'm okay. I'll go back into character. I'm interested. I wasn't initially, I thought the direct route might be best, but now that we're kind of seeing how whatever's going on down here is affecting those, I'm a little interested in seeing how the Swerfneblin are reacting. I've known gnomes in my life. I can't imagine these are a lot different. If they're acting out too, I'd be interested in finding out.
Well, let's hope their home is undisturbed, because I don't know if you've met any gnomes, but giants are real tall.
Oh yeah,
Gnomes are real tiny.
they really used to love rubbing in that they were like an inch and a half taller than
No.
me.
What I'm saying is, they get squished.
Yes, I know. I know them. I would hate to see that too.
Well, if we can build allies down here, that could help in our war against these Vilra. If we
How
could
do you
build
think gnomes are going to help against giants?
I don't know, but I, as a general rule, I think that more information is better than less information.
Yes, and also let's just keep in mind that all the creatures down here are driven to irritation and violence, and we might ourselves succumb to that in some capacity.
Yeah,
and just be on guard of
It
that.
seems like an enemy that we simply cannot take head on if it comes down to that. And if the more we can learn about whatever that is, the better.
Yes, we really can't let
If any of-
ourselves.
Even if it means a detour that takes a little more time.
Have any of you read The Hobbit?
Yes.
I find that term a little offensive.
I'm thinking of like how they collected all of like the Battle of 12 Armies.
Uh-huh.
Five armies.
I-
It was 12.
Five
Five
armies,
armies.
yeah.
Right, yeah, it was 5 armies.
I don't know about going to war or anything. I just suggested going to visit the gnomes. That seems like a pretty big leap.
Well, I just we are we're the tip of the spear, scouting out what we can to bring a solution.
Well, let's go see perhaps how they've been affected by this, and perhaps they'll have helpful information. But also perhaps they'll be prone to attack or cause problems, and let's just guard ourselves as well.
Of course.
To the gnomes, then.
To the gnomes.
With the heading set, you head through the western cavern system. It's in a northwestern direction, so you're not too off course. But eventually, around the end of the day, you guys set up for camp. And with a heading set, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Wow.
Okay.
That was fun.